Straight store.
Straight store.
Straight store. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys.
What up? Gag me with a knife squad here.
It's your favorite final girl, Emily, with your favorite final baby,
Yo.
Mike. Coming at you with a new episode of Gag Me with a Knife, a weekly podcast where we dissect, disembowel, and shred the best and worst life. Nick will be back. He will be back, but
Someday.
Ben is here. Yeah.
Ben and
Ben
I
is
are
back.
in love.
Our other favorite special guest.
Do you have any cheese?
He's our other favorite special guest now.
We've got some brie.
I'm working on my catchphrase. Do you have any cheese?
No. Okay, Urkel. That was Urkel's catchphrase.
Like a rat.
Anyway, okay.
Oh, I already did that.
Hey, Ben's here for our November fan request, 1971's Twins of Evil.
Thanks, Jason.
This one is for our amazing Patreon.
Jason, we love you.
I'm already in the box.
Hi, Jason.
A tale of blood-chilling horror unfolds when twin sisters, one good and one evil, fall victim to the hypnotic vampire Count Karnstein. Identical twins, Maria and Frida, come to the village of Karnstein, where they are exposed to the constant rantings of their uncle, played by Peter Cushing, about the evils of his archenemy, the Count. Maria is as horrified as Frida is fascinated. Fascination ultimately leads to a world of sacrificial rites, murder, reincarnation, and vampirism gone amok. Only the village choir master can save the twins from the unearthly powers that hold them captive, and much blood will spill before the evil havoc can be brought to a piercing end. 1971. What are your initial thoughts of this Hammer, a little bit later of a Hammer horror trilogy? It's in my notes, but this is part of a trilogy.
This is part of a trilogy?
Yeah, it's the last one.
Based on
And apparently the
LaFameuse?
worst one of the three. They're based on a book. Or
Is
a
one of them
series.
Carmilla?
They're based on a series of books.
By LaFameuse.
No, it's about one. I'll read it.
J. Sheridan
I'll tell you in
LaFameuse.
the fucking trivia. But what do you think, Ben?
I thought it was awesome, and I thought it actually captured some of the aspects of Bram Stoker's Dracula about female sexuality being dangerous, at the turn of the century, Victorian England, whatever.
Hell yeah.
I didn't like it.
You don't like
I
nothing.
hated it. I don't like Hammer horror, so.
It's so lush.
I thought the girls were pretty, but they were
Keep paying that
their
subscription,
accents.
Jason.
They were playmates eventually, but they had really. I don't remember.
American girls?
No,
trying to be
they're
British?
from Dutch. They're from Dutch.
They're from
I can't remember.
Deutschland.
I can't remember where they're. I think I had them.
Some
is where
Netherlands,
Dutch people are from.
They had Maltese
Belgium.
accents. They had really thick Maltese
They're from
accents,
Malta?
and they're dubbed with British actresses. But
They're really beautiful women.
they are very pretty.
Smoking hot
I got
babes.
like a Linda Blair vibe off of them, like Hell Night Linda Blair, like a little bit plumpy,
I could
booby.
see-
The boobs looked like.
They've got really nice tits.
Yeah, well, her tits.
Great tits.
Linda Blair in Hell Night has great tits that are coming up out of her
I
little
like the
costume.
other girl in Hell Night better.
Oh, the one that had Quaaludes. That's why you liked her.
Yeah, you know.
Also
Tits are
Quaaludes.
like so juicy, dude.
They're like, what is that TJ line? What, your head?
Smoke your head.
Smoke your head,
Smoke your head,
Those
bruh.
tits are fire.
Her tits are fun. Oh, her tits are lit, bruh.
But Ingrid was hot. Like all the girls in the class. Everybody but Aunt Kate.
I don't know. There
guess
were a
even
lot of
Aunt
people
Kate
that I
could get
didn't
it.
know their names, so I wrote like dude, girl, dead guy with the fang bites,
What about
another woman at
Dietrich?
the stake. I don't know.
Dietrich and
I think-
Gotha.
I
I think
got
under the makeup,
Dietrich.
Aunt Kate
I don't think I
probably
wrote Dietrich
was
in here,
good-looking,
but I know
too.
he dies, but I don't
Dietrich's
really.
the counts.
I know,
accountant.
but I couldn't tell when he died.
I really like the gong at the beginning of the movie.
That's
This is
that's
Rink.
that's the
Rink
well
gong.
Hammer put it out, but Rink is the British distributor.
I'm so glad that we're finally doing a Hammer horror. Great pick. Who cares what Emily says? Oh my god. So we see some
I don't give a shit.
horses on the hunt, and they're led by Peter Cushing, also known as Gustav Weil. We see a couple in a cabin about to do it.
Ew.
Well, maybe they're not about to do it. The lady's like, I hear something. The guy's like, you're full of shit. But then
That's what she says
then
every single
It's
fucking
every single time,
night.
yeah. It's like, get over it, stop, you know?
Oh, you hear something again?
Then the man hears
again,
the
like,
horse.
say that's why you can't have sex again.
Okay.
Like, we're over it. Just say you don't want to have sex.
Just take an
But then the
Advil.
man does hear something.
Take
He
it
hears
for
a horse.
once.
And he's
Just
like,
do
I'm
it
going
one
to check.
time.
He opens the door, gets bludgeoned. And then the woman is captured. She's stripped of her cross necklace.
Dick Bush
which I guess they're not thinking.
cinematographer. That's his name.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah,
Bush.
Dick Bush.
Bush.
Dick Bush.
It's rank,
DP.
though, not rank.
Best opening
Rank.
credit ever.
Dick Bush.
Dick Bush.
Hell of a name.
True.
Richard Bush.
Richard.
Born Richard. Called by his friends Dick.
Richard.
So she's wearing a cross necklace. I guess they don't know that these are vampires yet. And I've got a question. Like before, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. It bothered me. Before Karnstein accidentally brings back his wife, there's already people getting their neck bit. Who the
And that
fuck
wasn't
was the
his wife.
vampire biting people before Karnstein accidentally woke up his wife?
And where did he go? He just like kicked him out of the house.
But
He was like, "You're not getting it done for me anymore, guy."
he kicked those dudes out, kept the girl, killed her. The blood wakes up the ex-wife, the dead wife. She makes him a vampire.
That's like
but
his
there's already
great
like
aunt.
That's way
though, or
later. What
something.
the fuck are you
He's
talking
related
about?
to her.
there's already people getting killed by vampires, but there's not a vampire
There's
in the
also
story
women
yet.
being burned at the stake
Yeah.
because Peter Cushing's after the wrong fucking creature. He's like, I'm
He thinks
burning
it's witches.
witches.
No, he's after
and there's
Karnstein the
fucking
whole time.
vampires
He doesn't know
everywhere.
until Anton tells him.
No,
way
Anton has
later.
to tell him. He's like, there aren't witches here, bitch. There are vampires. We do have a problem with a creature
But they
in
talk
this movie,
about-
but it isn't witches. It's fucking vampires. Stop burning all these girls.
Okay.
I mean, there are a bunch of sluts.
And there
in
are a bunch.
this
They are
neighborhood.
whores. They are whores.
Somebody is
But-
killing people before the monster is created here.
Well, there's already he's already getting people to sacrifice for Satan.
Some would say Karnstein
That was a
was
joke,
already
and
a
they weren't
monster.
really
No, it
gonna
wasn't.
kill
It
that
wasn't
girl.
supposed. No, it wasn't.
He wasn't
actually-
gonna kill a girl.
Remember when we
Okay,
were at the,
let's get into
no, wait,
it.
time out. Remember
Yeah.
when we were at that Goblin show and right before they started playing, it was completely silent, and that there was one dude that just goes Satan.
Satan!
And we're just like, what?
It was
the
me.
fuck? It,
It
was
wasn't
not
me.
you
I
because
know.
I was standing right next to you.
I threw my voice.
No, you didn't. We were because you thought it was as weird as I did. We both were just
We
like
just, like, looked at
we
each
were
other
both
like-
just like what the fuck? We laughed because it was fucking ridiculous.
Bring
You
out
should've
the
yelled
sacrificial
Freebird
virgins.
out right after he said it.
The
We did.
ceremony
Well,
shall commence.
we both started like speaking in tongues, and we were like flailing, and then there was like snakes.
If someone at a concert was like Satan, I'd be like Freebird.
I thought we should have done that. Oh well, we'll never have that chance again.
Well, this
we
poor
might as
lady
well
gets
kill
burned
ourselves.
at the stake by Peter Cushing and the Brotherhood. Gustav Weil. And I love that the credits are playing while she's screaming and writhing in fire.
Yeah.
And then
That's the best.
after the credits, there's some boys
Dick Bush.
playing. They're like, look, a carriage. And they run to greet the carriage, and there we see the hot Venetian twins.
Does that remind you
Frida
at all
and
of
Maria.
the scene in? Does that rremind you at all of the scene in Don't Torture a Duckling when they're like the yearly horrors
The
are
yearly
in town?
horrors, now that
They
you
only
mention
come in once a week, once a year. We all have to go look, and then they make fun of that
It's
one
kind of
guy.
like in Conan.
They
the
make fun of that
Barbarian,
one guy
like-
for fucking that weirdo for looking at him, but then it's like those kids were there to do the same thing. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Have you guys
Well,
not heard of
I
Fleet
think
Week?
in the past, the village boys who are out playing are often like the eyes and the ears of during the day.
Well, they knew they
They'll be
were
like
excited.
dogs at night, but little boys would
Yeah,
see shit and
they
have to
clap
come
and
running
it send
back.
pigeons up.
Da
and
da
it lets
da!
people
There's
know,
a
like,
daikini baby in the
clap
There's
there.
river.
horrors in town for the year.
There's
And
horrors
now
in-
we're
the
gonna be
boys are
killed.
back.
And this is the horrors are here. We're gonna be killed by the priest.
One of them's your mom.
Your mom's a whore.
So we see the hot Venetian twins, Maria and Frida,
smoking a hot
Don't
bitch.
torture a duckling.
and they see Karnstein's castle up on the mountainside. But they're new to the area, and they're going to stay
Oh,
with
and he
their
wanted
aunt
to look
and
at that
uncle.
castle. We could not find it, but they are known as the real life identical twins and former Playboy playmates Mary and Madeline Collinson.
Colin's son.
That doesn't sound that
That doesn't
foreign.
sound Maltese.
Well,
No.
they are.
What is Maltese?
They're Maltese British
From
model
Malta,
and actor.
from
yeah,
the
they're
Isle
from
of Malta in
Yeah.
the Mediterranean.
They're
Is that
really,
where the Falcon was from?
Yeah, that's where the Falcon's from, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bruh.
So
Sweet.
What's up, bruh? Sweet bruh.
the girls are in from Venice to this little town of Karnstein, which
What
I
if I
guess is
looked
like,
over after I said
where are
that?
they, in
Give it a
Austria
wrong.
or Romania or some shit? Where is this village? It doesn't say.
Karnstein.
And I know that Miss Karnstein died in 1547, but I don't know when the fuck this shit's taking place.
It looks like back in the day.
I think it's supposed to be like
It's like Gothic.
second half of the
Olden
17th century,
16th century.
the 17th century in
17th.
Styria. Styria,
Olden
which
times.
is an Austrian province.
Styria.
Whatever. Styria. Yeah, I was reading wrong. But yeah, that's where they're.
Gonorrhea, know what I'm saying? So the
But
men.
they're from Venice. The twins are coming in from Venice.
Yeah, Venice, Italy. Mm-hmm. Venezia. I've been there.
And Will is a stern.
My Vincent
hero-
Price shirt got stolen there.
Yeah.
Give it back, Venetians. Give it back.
I've been to Venice.
So the men are pleased that the twins
I
are
didn't
in
like
town.
it. I'll tell you that. And everything seems like it costs a lot of money, though. That's because liras are insane.
No, it's because they have to
No,
float
they're
every
euros
building on.
No, I know, but when I went, they were
floats.
liras, so it's like this is two million lira, but it was like really just $20 or
That's 'cause
something. You know, it's
the
like
lira was dying.
well, yeah, the lira was worth absolutely like it was worth like a penny or something like that.
Did you see the looks on the men folks' faces when they saw those twins?
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was some
they saw
lusty shit.
four whole tits,
Two twins of four two
tits.
sets of twins of evil.
Two sets
'Cause
of
tits are
breasts.
evil.
No, they're not. One of them is good.
No,
it's like the
I'm
good
saying
side, and one of
breasts
them
are
is
evil
Macaulay
because they
Culkin, and one of
tempt
them
us.
is Elijah Wood.
They tempt us menfolk.
Oh, did that's their
Four
fault?
orbs of evil.
There's their fault for being beautiful and being born with breasts.
They had a lot of decolletage showing
Yeah, they were
to
pushed.
be
I mean,
to be a mourning because
Well, they
remember
had-
they're there because some
yeah, because their parents died.
her
Their parents.
Their
died.
parents died. That's why they're there, and that's why she's like, "Why are you not wearing black?" They're wearing like orange. Like
even
or
the
pink
good
or
one-
something.
even the
and they
not
have
good one
corsets,
didn't seem like she
and they have
cared that
corsets
much.
that are pushing their tits up to their neck. They could play volleyball with themselves.
Well,
And
the Aunt Kate,
What?
she's like, y'all need to dress down,
So does
wear
that
black,
quote.
because Peter Cushing's gonna be fucking pissed. Your Uncle Peter Cushing's gonna be pissed.
Your Uncle Peter
And,
Cushing.
dude, so Peter
They
Cushing
didn't
gets
know
back.
he was a famous actor.
and you have no idea what that guy's
Gustav
capable
gets
of.
back and he's like, "What sort of plumage is this?"
Oh yeah, and also
He calls it
remember when
plumage.
Frida, the evil
It's
one,
hot.
like very soon in the movie, she's like, you
That's a
know,
good- I'm gonna start calling it
she
that.
basically
She's the
says,
bad girl.
you know that he probably will come up and molest us
Yeah,
in the
he's like,
middle of the
he just
night.
wants to punish us.
What are you talking about?
Well, I don't
Like,
think that he couldn't just watch Pornhub.
No,
back
she
then.
goes. He
had to
wasn't
molest
going
his
to.
cousins
He wasn't
or
going to. She was like,
nieces.
"Hey, Maria, get real. Don't you
What was he
remember
gonna
that
watch
dude?
her? One of
You
those
don't you
things
remember
that
that
you
dude that used to
spin
look at
around?
us in the park weird? He wanted to fuck us at night, just like our uncle probably does, just because she wants to go out
She's
at night.
not wrong.
He didn't want to fuck her. She just wanted to go
No.
out at night because
I'm
she
not
was
saying
obsessed.
Uncle Gustav really wanted to fuck her, but
No, but
some
she
men,
probably, but
some
she
men that would act
really just
that
wanted a
outraged
reason.
about their plumage.
She wanted a reason for
really
Maria
wanted
to be
to
okay with her
spank
leaving
them.
to go to Karnstein's castle. Karnstein's castle.
Well, Peter Cushing's got to leave. He's going to a Brotherhood meeting because there have been 2 deaths in the last
That's
10
it.
days. So that's it. 2 deaths in the last 10 days. Karnstein is not a vampire yet,
Fellowship
right?
breakfast.
So people are just dropping dead in the town of Karnstein.
What the
These boys love to burn bitches, okay?
Yeah.
The Brotherhood.
Well, they're wrong. They're making people.
They're like, I know the single girl
they're
that lives in
making
the
people
woods.
get boners. They're making their dicks get boners, and so they're like, they gotta die.
But nobody's
for it.
seen them but their uncle and their aunt.
No, they're talking. We're talking about the
we're
other
talking about the
women.
Brotherhood.
Oh, just every woman?
Every woman that they're burning at the stake.
If
Every
she's,
woman
if
does
she's
have
comely and
deep
young,
cleave.
then she's of the devil. The Brotherhood.
I mean, if you have big boobs, it's kind of hard not to have deep cleave if you're having a low cut dress.
Where is this neighborhood?
Karnstein.
I have deep cleave when I
It's
wear
in
a
Styria,
dress that
in the
shows
Austrian
it.
Alps, just like Arnold.
Don't act like you.
I'm a product of the
I have
Styrian
cleavage
Alps
when I'm wearing a low
too.
cut thing.
And
And so I'd be burned at the fucking stake.
only if.
Okay.
Same. I mean, I wish it as well. To be burned alive at a stake by a fellowship of men.
They're a brotherhood.
I'm
What is
sorry,
that,
a brotherhood of
euphemism for something?
Is the stake their cocks?
Sure.
Are the flames bukkake?
Sure, you can go in that direction with it. I'd rather that direction than the one Ben was going in.
So yeah,
Anyway.
it becomes obvious during a discussion that Frida's the wild one, Maria's the good one.
Wild is a nice word for she's evil as fuck.
She's not evil till she's a vampire.
Yes,
she just
she
wants,
is. Yes,
she just
she's a
wants her
bitch. She's a
plumage
fucking. She's a
plucked.
cunt.
Frida's
Whoa.
she's a bad
She is.
girl. Frida's
She's
the
a
bad
fucking
Dropping a
girl.
hard
And
T
she's
in
been
here.
really fucking rude to Maria.
Frida, when she went to Karnstein's house, she didn't think like I'm going to become a vampire.
She
like,
kind of did know.
she was gonna
She
kill that
kinda did
bitch.
know. She
She's like,
kinda
yeah,
did
we should
know.
punish
She
that
kinda
girl.
did know.
Wait, no, I want to get to when the Karnstein reveal comes.
Okay, so we see a
Okay.
black man out in the woods. That's Joe Kim. He is
No, it's Joakim
Joaquin.
Noah. He's Joakim Noah, the
It's
basketball.
Joaquin,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin
this guy
Phoenix
can't
is-
talk. He's the mute fellow who works for Karnstein. And then, oh no!
I was like, well, this got racist really quickly for no reason.
Well, he's just watching. But Peter Cushing,
Okay.
Gustav Weil bursts in on a couple, and it
Listen.
turns out that one of the people in the couple is Count Karnstein, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude, or I'm gonna have the Emperor bring hell upon you."
Okay, so sorry, but
Karnstein's
when
in
this
it
guy
now, go
steps
ahead.
out, he
Karnstein.
looks exactly like Jimmy Fallon.
He doesn't. He
It's-
looks like he could be related to Jimmy
No,
Fallon.
no, he
maybe.
looks
I'm in the middle
exactly
here.
like Jimmy Fallon.
No, he doesn't look exactly
He looks like Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon's uncle.
He looks like he could be related to him for sure, but like not exactly.
I
Karnstein's
couldn't.
pretty hot.
Also, he didn't break at all.
Didn't break what?
Character, because Jimmy Fallon breaks character all the time.
Yeah, it's because that was the only way he was funny on it.
Yeah, that's when he would break. It's true.
So
Is that like?
Or except for the Christmas song. I love the Christmas song.
Is he like laughing?
yeah.
No, he's
It-
he's actually like playing the keyboard. I don't care.
But when you say
about
No,
breaking
that.
character.
breaking is like
when
when
you
you
break.
can't, when you
Corpsing
laugh.
is what they
yeah,
call it in
corpsing.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Anyway,
yeah, Count Karnstein gets a gun pointed
Jimmy
at him
Fallon.
by Peter Cushing, but then Joaquin, the big, huge man, gets
His
in
name's
the way.
Joakim, but okay.
Joakim, Joaquin, same thing.
Nope. Not
They're-
spelled the same or anything.
How is
Joaquin
it
is
spelled?
spelled like
It's spelled
Joakim.
Joakim.
That's Joaquin,
He calls him Joakim.
but it's also
that's because Karnstein
How do you
doesn't
say-
know how to read.
how do you say
Joakim Noah. That's how you say his name.
what about Phoenix?
Joaquin.
But that's not
Joaquin
how he.
Phoenix.
That's not how he spells it.
The only difference is an M and an N.
Exactly.
Not in that spelling.
Whatever. I'm with Mike on this.
Yo, suck my dick.
I mean, I'm saying
I
They're
don't
just two
know.
pronunciations of the
Can we
same
move
name.
on? Because I don't care enough about this fucking movie to talk about it that much.
Well, then why'd you fucking bring it up for it then?
Fucking asshole.
Asshole.
thanks,
Ass
Jason.
pill. You fucked that
Jason,
up.
you rule.
He was fucking trying to do Pulp Fiction, but I got to it before him.
So, so the mob breaks up, and Karnstein's mocking them. He's like, "Pray for me, ha ha ha, bitch!" And they hear the mob brotherhood's on the way back, and they hear screams in the
Pray for
cemetery.
me,
Right?
bitch.
They hear screams in the cemetery. They investigate, and they find a man drained of blood. Karnstein didn't drain this man. He's not a vampire yet. The twins aren't. Who's the fucking vampire that kills this guy in the graveyard? I want to know.
Yeah.
But there's bite marks on him. And
There's no patient zero.
so they're still on the hunt, and they've got to find a girl to burn because they couldn't burn the girl they wanted to burn because
Yeah, they just found a
Karnstein
rando.
fucking pumped him out. So
love
the brotherhood just
numbers.
sees this random girl with a basket of flowers. They chase her, snatch her up on a horse, and burn her ass.
She looks like a witch.
She looks like a
She's
horse.
like I'd fuck her. Let's burn her.
yeah, that's like, we're getting a boner.
She's fuckable.
Burn that
so
bitch.
yeah, let's set her on
We gotta
fire.
burn that bitch.
Yeah,
Burn that bitch. That's what they said. How they said it too.
I'm
A
glad
lot
I
of
wasn't a
fuckable
pilgrim,
girls
man.
get burned.
Are these guys all pilgrims? So we see Uncle Gustav preaching at his wife about the count,
shot
how
will
the
clear
count
that
has to be
right up.
stopped.
Penicillin.
They fucking.
So Frida's listening, and you can tell her
Pilgrims
little
in
cunny's
America.
just dripping, listening to Count Karnstein talk. She's so intrigued by Karnstein, and she's so
She's
stacked.
dripping.
Dude, these fucking... If I ever have a wife, I'm getting her a fucking Twins of Evil nightgown. Lord have
I
mercy.
did like those nightgowns.
Those nightgowns are see-through, but like just see-through.
Just enough.
So now we're back at Karnstein's castle, and he's
not
got
really,
fake
but-
blood
There's
rights
a
happening.
subreddit for that, Mike.
Dietrich was
We'll talk about
supposed.
it later.
No.
Dietrich was supposed to set up some kind of shit, but it's all just an act, and Karnstein is not impressed. He's like, this peasant
He
girl.
says,
He's like, I want Vile's twins. I want Peter Cushing's twins, man.
Yeah.
How does he
Dietrich-
even know about him?
Because they're hot fucking news.
They're hot.
Yeah, dude. Do you know the name of this town? It's Karnstein. You think stuff happens without Karnstein?
He knows everything that
He
happened.
sees all from his
He knows everything that happened.
castle.
That done happened.
Karnstein, this is where we find out. Karnstein, he doesn't want some fucking regular old sin or no fake sin. He wants, like, to sell his goddamn soul.
He wants carnal sin.
He interrupts this
like Jimmy
ritual,
Fallon did to get
kicks
the
out the
Tonight
fake magicians, and is like, leave the girl. And then he praises Satan and stabs the girl.
Not
And that blood from the girl drips on the corpse of his dead wife, Markala.
I thought that was his like grandmother.
No.
No, it's his dead wife.
Yeah.
And
Really?
he sits down and starts drinking, but some lightning starts coming, wind blows out his candles. He's like, oh shit.
Do that.
There's some
It's
mist
dark.
rising from the box where the girl was killed. Did he know his wife was in that box in his living room? I don't know.
I think probably. He's fucking.
But a ghostly form approaches Count Karnstein.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she's hot. He's scared at first, but he's like, oh,
You're hot. Though.
it's my wife that's been dead since 1547.
Hang on a second. Here's my question, right? So, like, your wife's been dead. You've been able to bang whoever you want.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're, like, glad she's back?
I don't think he
Isn't the
knows.
whole point of your wife dying
Well, she's like,
you get to bang other people?
I wouldn't
She's
go
like,
any
"You
further
rang?"
with that one.
She's like, oh, she's like, did he send you? And she's like, yeah, fucking Satan sent
No,
me.
Satan sent me, my Lord.
Satan sent
Damn
you to
it.
fucking drink some blood.
I
Yeah.
thought I just
Fucking-
got rid of you 56 years ago.
Yeah, how long has she been dead? We don't know what year
A
it is.
minute. She's been dead for a
We'll
long
say at
time.
least 5 years. Still looking,
Maybe if we're lucky.
still looking pretty good.
Still looking great.
Markala could
She
get
was
it.
keeping it tight.
You know, vampirism will keep you looking pretty like amazing.
It's a
honestly.
low carb diet.
Super low. You're drinking blood. Drinking, what is it?
Pure
High
protein.
Wait, what's the
High
thing?
protein, low
About
carb.
blood. From, is it Warren Zevon's? It's all blood.
What?
You've said it
Warren
before.
Zevon?
I think it's from Werewolves of London. It's like,
Draw blood.
draw blood. That's draw blood.
So, across town, Frida's watching the storm and looking at the castle and shit. And Markala says she's been sent from Satan, and they engage in some undead lovemaking. And she starts stroking this candle like it's a cock.
Oh, yeah, that's
Did you see that? She
not
like just starts.
subtle at all.
It was fucking hot.
I'm sure you got.
If I was like-
I'm sure you got a couple boners.
If I was like an early '70s British man, I'd be like, "Good lord, she's really
I
going
like how
at
you're
that
saying
candle,
if
mate."
you were that, but
Are you doing
if you were just
Liverpool?
Mike the
Bloody
other night,
hell.
the
Look
other
at her
night
go with
if you
that
were just
candlestick.
Mike, you did that.
Oh, she's stroking
Oh, it's
the
Joel
candle,
on
mate.
Joel. No.
What's the big
Look at
idea?
the
She's just
candle.
rubbing on
I'm
that
just
candle,
in the
mate.
Beatles.
Oh, he's stroking a candle, mate.
Oh my god.
If I'm not the mayor of Manchester, she's stroking that candle right
That's
good, mate.
bigger than the Beatles.
Bloody hell.
It's only a candle, mate. It doesn't
Sorry, all
mean
you
anything.
British people.
I don't get. I don't
thanks for
think
coming
they,
to
They
these-
don't really listen.
these
That's it's New
country.
Zealand and Australia.
Well,
So
so then
what are you doing?
Markala shows
Oh,
Count Karnstein the mirror trick. She's not in the mirror. He
Yep,
is. Then
because
she
she
bites
is
him,
undead.
and he fades out of the mirror. And then the twins see a boar hunt the next day with their aunt.
That's fun.
Maria's all
times.
scared.
This is a fun city. They find out.
have you ever been boar hunting?
I would like to go boar hunting
I don't want to. I'm good.
with an SKS. Fuck a spear.
Fuck a spear.
I would like to do it with a
Trouble.
grenade launcher.
No, so the thing about hogs in this state is they're considered invasive. So you can hunt them with whatever season is on. So it's only small game season, you're going to have to shoot a hog with a 22 or a
Like
crossbow.
deer.
But if it's deer season, you can deer hunt with an SKS.
It's true. You could do
It's
anything you want.
semi-automatic.
I would like to say this guy's got a lot of confidence because that hog is a ways away.
Did you see it? Did you see it like
and
in,
that
under
spear
the
looked
hay?
like it weighs about 15 pounds, and he's going to chuck it 45 yards.
That's a lot of.
and
facts,
it's still going to go through the.
Is that Anton?
Yeah.
Oh, because then it makes
No,
sense
it's
later
not.
when he throws
It's
the
not.
spear at the fucking Count
It's not.
Karnstein.
It's not. I don't think it is.
Oh, it's
No,
not.
it's the same dude.
Is it?
It's the
not,
same-
It's not Anton. It's the choir master.
So apparently the men of Karnstein have to go through rigorous
They're all spear
chucking
chuckers.
training because these guys
But
can throw.
white.
Man, but this dude that kills the boar and Anton later killing Karnstein, like,
Genji.
spoiler, Karnstein dies. They're really good at throwing spears. What the fuck?
Well, I would hope he would die. He's a fucking
I
bad
mean, a
guy.
wooden
Not
stake-
that great at
A
it,
wooden
though.
stake is a spear, right?
No.
I mean,
no,
yes.
No, a spear
It would be a fork.
has like
Well,
a
a spear has to be a
sharp-
metal.
A wooden
It has to be
spear?
metal. No, there's all wooden spears.
There are wooden spears.
No, there aren't. They're
Yeah,
metal.
no, spears have wood.
No, yeah, but yes, they have wood, but like they're
And then
like
metal at the
they're
end.
and they're not bladed up like that. They're like circular and then pointed at the end or spears.
But, like, wouldn't you still call it a spear if, like, a caveman threw it at a
You're talking
mammoth?
about like an Olympic spear. There's a
That's a
hunting
javelin.
spear.
no,
yeah,
I'm
that's
talking about
you're
damn
talking about a
javelin.
javelin.
You're
This
talking
is
about
a
a
spear.
javelin.
But
You're
later
not,
on,
no, shut the
at the
fuck
end of the
up.
movie, when Anton kills
Whatever.
Karnstein,
I don't
is he
really
throwing
care.
a spear or is he just throwing a wooden stake?
No, he's throwing the same spear they threw at the hog.
The boar spear.
It looks
That's a
exactly
boar
like
spear.
this.
This is Jimmy's prize-winning boar spear. Let's kill Count Karnstein with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Woogity
so
woogity.
the boar hunt. Maria's afraid of the boar hunt, and her aunt has to be like, "It's all right,
She's a
honey.
stupid
It's just
bitch."
the men killing a boar."
Or or it could be with someone
"But the
burning at the
sound,
stake. I
the
don't
sound."
know.
The sound.
Oh.
Tell me
It
about
is
it.
pretty gross.
Then we
though.
see we're at the girls' school because the girls were on the way to girls' school, and the hot piano harpsichord teacher
Then I
Anton.
started thinking, how old are they supposed to be? Are we supposed to be thinking they're like 12?
How old's Anton? Because he is in love with Frida.
Yeah, he's entranced by her.
She's not like the other girls. She's
No,
mysterious.
She's mysterious.
Ingrid.
Unlike
She's
the
very
others.
mature for her age.
And don't think I didn't notice you looking, Anton.
So, who should show up outside the school except for Count Karnstein, his own wicked
That's
self?
true.
And
Jimmy
he
Fallon.
locks eyes with Frida and starts talking
So
to her.
annoying with that.
When Uncle Gustav Peter Cushing Weil confronts them and says, "Don't ever talk to my daughter or niece again." But then the next thing you know, Frida's sneaking out to go to the castle. Maria's begging her, "Please, Frida, do not
Don't
go."
make. And she's like, "Hey, because you're involving me too. So can you not?"
Well, she has to pretend to be
To be
Frida
her.
the next
She
day
doesn't
and
know
gets
that. Yeah, she
whooped.
doesn't know she's gonna have to.
Why
do that.
would you do that?
Yeah, now I'm involved in this.
Now you're going to be in trouble because they think it's you.
Yeah.
Why would you save your twin like that? You're still getting whooped. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get the twin pains that happen.
It's like when one of your
Shut up.
when somebody's supposed to
Are you
water
a
somebody
twin?
else's plants
No, I
and
ain't
then
no
they
twin,
don't
no
water their
way.
plants.
There's so many twins that work at my
Lovers.
work. There's like 3 twins that work at my work.
Weird.
Like they're not both of them.
Identical or
different people.
fraternal?
I think identical. One of my managers, one of my coworkers, and another one. One of them got let go, the last one.
God.
But there were 3
Give it
different.
away.
Can you believe that? Out
No,
of like
I
60,
can't-
70 people, 3 of them are twins.
I can because in 1 year at work, 4 coworkers had twins.
What is it with twin coworkers? I think whoever's
don't have any.
building the Matrix is getting lazy. It's like,
No, I think it's the drugs they give them to like help conceive.
It is in vitro. That's actually
It's in the
facts.
water system.
No, it's
Now
the
there's
it's
twins
the fact
everywhere.
That, it's the fact that more women can get like in vitro.
are you
now
saying
and
there's
stuff
more
like that.
twins now than there was?
Yes,
like,
because IVF
in the
and stuff
70s?
will have like that's why John and Kate plus 8 like that's why they kept having like triplets and quintuplets and shit like that. That's why
Like-
Octomom happened.
okay.
I thought
Octomom is a throwback, by the way.
Yeah, but these people were all like the youngest one's like 25.
I don't know, Mike. I don't care. I don't care either. So
that could be.
Twins are evil.
It,
That's
I
not
mean,
his
it's also
movie, Twins Are
genetic.
Evil.
Like if your mom was a twin, there's like a really good chance.
but you won't be.
No, that you will have twins.
No.
So we see Frida
Whatever.
in the woods.
You know
and
what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah.
I
There's
don't
a-
really.
There's a
so.
long shot of an owl chirping, and then Joachim picks up Frida in his night carriage, and they're at dinner.
As opposed to his day carriage.
Yeah, it's different.
It's Frida, Count Karnstein, Gerda, the girl who they were going to
Gerda.
kill originally, but was with Count Karnstein, and Dietrich, the failed entertainment procurer. Dietrich is catching heat because that girl that Count Karnstein killed earlier that brought his wife back from the dead is missing, and her parents are pissed. And we see Peter Cushing show up, and Gerda wants to leave, So they decide, Count Karnstein's like, hey, Frida, you want to punish this bitch with me? And she's like, yeah, let's punish her. And this is when Frida sees in the mirror that Count Karnstein is indeed a vampire.
Yeah, she's...
Or doesn't see.
Yeah, doesn't see.
Doesn't see. Hey. So then Karnstein bites Frida, and at the same time, Maria wakes up with a pain in her neck.
Yeah, that's a twin thing.
Frida's a vampire now, and she feeds
Remember
on
when her
Goethe.
whole neck hurts?
And Peter Cushing
Wonder
and
why.
the Brotherhood are still burning more bitches. And Anton and Ingrid, his sister,
On that grind, man.
I
start
thought that
talking
Ingrid and
about-
Stay
Anton
on
were
that
dating.
grind.
I thought they
I
were
did
married.
too.
I
I
thought
was
they were
like-
married, but then I think I ended up coming to the conclusion that they must be brother and sister or
they
something.
are brother and sister, yes.
Because she's like just giving him a hard time about wanting to fuck Frida. She's like, it's totally cool with it. It's like, whatever.
I wonder what that age difference is. But they're talking about the Brotherhood and how they must be stopped.
He'd
But
get
then,
canceled today.
It comes up that Anton's obsessed with Frida, and we see Frida sneaking back in, but weeks have gone by. We find out that Maria took punishment for Frida because she's stupid. Then Anton's playing the harpsichord, and Peter Cushing shows up, and he's like, I heard you wrote a letter to the church. Well, now they're asking about you. And we find out Anton's kind of low-key a vampire hunter, or at least knows about vampire legends.
He
Because
knows
of
about
his love for
vampire
history.
legends. And
He's heard
that's-
some.
He's like, don't you know, to kill a vampire, you must
He's heard
decapitate them?
tale of it.
He's heard tale of it.
Yeah, that's it.
And
That's all.
He's
Peter
got a wild
Cushing's like,
guess.
when Peter Cushing's leaving, he's like, dude, you better watch your ass, because you got a hot sister, and we're going to burn her if you don't fucking play along.
Oh, God.
Anton's
And I
work-
will put.
The hurting. Oh, you'll be hurting for a squirting.
What the?
I think they were going to burn her, not fuck her. So the twins are talking about shit, and Frida's like, Maria's like, do you have to go out? And Frida's like, if I don't go out, I'm afraid something might happen. She's like, I'll eat you.
Actually, it's usually the
So-
opposite. When you don't go out, nothing
No,
happens.
she thinks that this one, because she's a vampire.
Yeah, she's been a vampire for a little while now.
She thinks she
It
might
goes
kill
by
her
quick,
sister.
without much saying, but a
Yeah.
couple weeks have gone by.
So it's the opposite of YOLO
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you only
or
live.
FOMO.
You only live forever unless you get beheaded or struck with a heart
Yeah.
stick.
A steak.
The jingly heart
A
stick.
heart stick.
Fear of not missing out.
Get your jingle stick out of my
Fear of
heart,
killing
you
your
ruffian!
She only cares about Frida, and when I say
They
she only
care- I
cares
mean-
about Maria, that is mild at best. Like she
Frida
doesn't really
does-
give a fuck.
But she's like, if you tell me, you know what I'm gonna do to you.
I'll
What
bite
kind of
you.
torture
I'll
do you think
fucking kill
Frida
you.
did to Maria?
It's
Oh,
clear one of
our
those
whole
situations
life.
where it's like, hey, you're my best friend, but you're like, you're my
Sister.
really
Stop
good
fucking
friend.
do that. Don't do that to me.
So Frida ends up finding
What
Dietrich.
is that supposed to?
And
what are you trying to
it
say?
seems like Dietrich's kind of drunk because he has double vision for a minute. Maybe he thinks it's both twins. So he goes after them into this cave, thinking he's going
I
to
missed his
have a
death. Also,
threesome.
that guy is really famous, Vint Price, and he actually died shortly after the movie was made. He was really
It was
sick
those
during
damn
his scenes.
twins.
Yeah, he was incredibly sick during his scenes.
So he goes into the cave, and Frida attacks him and sucks him dry and throws him into the river. Then we see Anton teaching the girls. He's playing his song, yeah. And then Peter Cushing, he comes in, and he's like, the girls need to see this too. And it's Ingrid's corpse. Everybody's freaking out.
Don't do that.
Except Frida, because she's a goddamn vampire. And then a member of the Brotherhood finds Frida. I guess this dude's going to the meeting, but he finds
Keeps
Frida,
saying that I can't. With
and he's
it.
like, "Are you Frida or Maria?" And she bites him, but then she gets surrounded by the Brotherhood. So Frida has been
"How
caught.
come no one's noticing that bitch isn't showing up in mirrors?"
I mean, who looks at other people in mirrors?
They didn't have a lot of mirrors back then.
They had enough where they were conveniently
Oh wait, no. Here's
placed
a
around
question
the
for
movie.
you:
Maria
does a
should have seen
vampire
it.
show up in glass?
No.
Like just plain glass?
No.
Like a plate glass?
No, anything
window?
it's their reflection.
No
does not-
reflection
they have
There's
no
whatsoever.
mirrors,
reflection.
there's mirrors right
Even
there.
in the water.
There's
like, even if
mirrors
they
right
look-
on the back of this door. If one of you was not showing up, I wouldn't fucking notice.
Oh, well, no,
because I'm just living my
But
life,
I'm telling you
not
right
looking
now,
for
I've seen
people's
movies like
reflections.
with vampires where like they're looking in the water and they have no reflection in the water.
This ain't Twilight.
Yeah, but it's not like you're
It's
walking
not
down
in
the street where
Twilight,
you
it's in
can,
Lost Boys, you
look
dipshit.
at yourself in the car windows like I
Touche.
do.
You do that. You look at yourselves in a lot. You make sure there are mirrors everywhere. Everywhere.
All shiny everything.
He's nothing to say.
So,
He's right.
There's a Brotherhood meeting.
Not a lie.
One of the guys gets stopped by Frida. She bites him. He screams. Brotherhood comes around and out. Surrounds
Will you
Frida.
quit saying Brotherhood? I cannot.
That's what they're called, the Brotherhood. Gustav Vile's Brotherhood.
Really not okay.
The Pilgrims. The Pilgrim
The
Bros.
Pilgrims are not
Racist.
pilgrims.
The Pilgrim Bros.
They did
They're not
like
pilgrims, they're the
pilgrims,
fucking
though.
Brotherhood.
But they brought the Pilgrims brought those clothes over.
That's true. They look more like pilgrims than the Brotherhood.
That's what they call themselves, dude. I'm not trying to...
Of Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, but like the Brotherhood.
So, Frida's like, no, we got attacked. But then Peter Cushing pulls a cross out because he's talked to Anton and knows that crosses and stakes and beheadings are a thing now. He pulls out his cross.
He read the
And Frida's
Cliff's notes.
Frida's fangs pop out like them big old titties in a nightgown.
Heyo.
She gets taken to jail, and Joe Kim sees this happening, so I guess he goes and snitches to Karnstein.
Because he trades him out. He trades her out for Maria.
So the aunt saves
It's because
Maria
he's trying to he's trying to slide in.
well,
Also, the aunt.
Uncle
they're
Gustav
pretty
gets home, and Aunt Maria,
this point-
Aunt Kate is like, "You were not going up there to bother her. She's already freaking out. She's sleeping."
And she has a cross on her chest, so she's not a vampire. Just FYI.
Yeah.
She says that.
And
So-
I'm afraid you're gonna rape her.
Diddle her.
Aunt Kate
That's
goes
pretty
upstairs
fucking
after
that, not the mom.
Peter Cushing goes back to the Brotherhood, and she can tell that Maria's having nightmares about Frida going to. Basically, Maria rats out Karnstein in her sleep. So then Aunt Kate knows that Karnstein's the
Fucking
real person behind this. Count Karnstein goes into Maria's room and is warded off by her cross, but at the same time the Brotherhood's meeting, they're divided. Like, they're like, yeah, just
we know
because
what
she's Peter
divided- like,
Cushing's
some of
fucking
them
niece,
are
we still
for
need to
it,
kill
some of them
her.
are against it.
So Maria
Can we
drops
talk
her
about
cross,
Peter Cushing's
Like
cheekbones for a little bit?
and
Crispin Glover is
Joaquin
cheekbones
and
for real.
Count Karnstein take
They have
Maria
like very
and switch her out with Frida. Now Maria's in jail and
not
Frida's
kidding.
in bed. Check.
I mean, they're really prominent.
They are.
The
for sure.
Brotherhood's coming! Anton shows up and he's like, what up, Brotherhood? And then the aunt shows up, but the meeting house is already empty because everybody's going to the jail.
What?
The dazed jailer lets the Brotherhood in, and Anton's at the house with Frida, and he figures out it's Frida.
Why?
And Maria is with the Brotherhood, about to get killed. Frida undresses, and you finally see the miracle tits. And she's making out with Anton, but then he sees in the mirror that he can't see Frida. So there's a vampire fight, Anton versus Frida. And Frida gets her hand burned by the cross. Maria is like strapped onto this fucking wooden stake, but then the aunt shows up, and I'm wondering, like, why is Maria's not Frida, right? Why isn't Maria being like, I'm fucking Maria? We're twins. You got the wrong twin.
She doesn't realize that
She's
anything
on a
that's going
fucking
on.
stake. Like, she's about to get burned. She's not being like,
because-
Count Karnstein switched us out. Why is Maria just saying, like, screaming? She's just like whining.
I think that she did try and no one would listen. Or something.
Just like a man.
Just
so-
like a... Well, true.
Then Anton shows up and they'll listen to him because he's like, hey, that's Maria. Here's
I
this
was
cross.
just trying to fuck Maria, who I thought was Maria, and I was gonna fuck her, and I was holding her, and I looked in the mirror, and she wasn't there, so that's definitely
That's
Frida,
Frida.
because she's a fucking vampire, so they switched bodies.
So Anton's like, here's this cross. Test her out. And Maria passes the cross test. Anton frees her.
She does. That's
So then
what
Anton's
happens.
at the Brotherhood clubhouse.
Squeaky
The
clean.
like-
Brotherhood Clubhouse.
And
Not
he's
a
explaining,
drip.
you can't just burn these bitches like you burn bitches. These vampires, you gotta do the vampire stuff to them, or they're just gonna find another body. So the Brotherhood
You
versus
can't
Count
burn these bitches
Karnstein.
like normal bitches. You gotta do like the vampire shit with this bitch.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
what
just
it said.
Gotta
can't
slow
just burn a
roast this.
vampire.
Yeah.
You have to cut her head off.
And around the same time,
Or
Count
stake her.
Karnstein's telling Frida the same shit. They can't just fucking burn us. They gotta fucking like stake
Yeah,
us.
because he's like, it's okay, we'll come back.
without even
we
pain.
can come back with no pain. Like, we are not going to die unless they cut our head off or steak hard us.
So
You gotta
then
cook
there's like
things off heat
there's like a miniature version of like the Monster Squad
and then
prepping.
sear it.
They're like prepping for the attack,
It
like
is.
sharpening those bill hooks.
It is a very short Monster Squad scene.
I love that. And then Joe Kim's like trying to report to Karnstein, but he can't talk.
Except
so
for
he's
there's
just
not
like,
that quote about balls in it. What's the quote about balls in Monster Squad?
Wolfman has nards.
It's Nards. Yeah, there wasn't a Nards quote, which would it made this a lot
What did you think
better
of
for me.
Joe Kim's charades? He's
I
like
thought
trying to
it's-
do charades with Count
Oh my
Karnstein.
God.
Like, he's like, oh, they have steaks. Oh
Well,
no!
Listen, that's the second time I said this movie again got racist real quickly for no reason.
Like security.
Like, why did they make the only black man in this movie
Well,
a mute, deaf
he's really
person?
because he's really
much
strong.
like Heart of Darkness,
He'd be like
which
perfect.
was another turn of the century novel,
That's a fine hunk of man flesh.
He is.
like Bram
He
Stoker
looks like he
Dracula.
could do a lot of.
He does the
Heavy
best
lifting.
killing in this movie too.
People were racist.
So
Yeah, true.
Karnstein won't let
I
Joe
don't even
Kim.
know how they got. Like, why is he the only one there? Where'd they get him from?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a family.
Well, he's Karnstein's boy.
Where did he get him?
He's rich. Where the fuck he wants to.
I guess from Africa.
Um,
Probably.
Well, he won't let Joe Kim come with him
I
and
didn't see
Frida.
his mom or dad.
He's like, we're gonna go through this old tunnel and try to escape. You go fight them. And Joe Kim, like, he fucking
Was running a plantation.
he like burns one dude's eye out with
Kinda did.
a torch, and then he like splits another guy's
Torch.
head with a machete kind of thing.
It's
But
a whore plantation.
it looks good when Joe Kim gets staked. Like
It
there's
does.
lots of blood.
Yeah, it was good. The beheading is not, but we're not to there yet.
So Karnstein and Frida get to where he thinks they're gonna escape, and he's like, "You go out first, baby. I'll be right after you." And also, like the sun doesn't fuck with these
Now that
vampires
part
at
did
all.
remind me of Jimmy Fallon because I
Dude,
feel
like-
like that's what he do, be a fucking pussy. About it.
Frida's going to school in the daytime.
That's what I would do.
Did you notice the sun doesn't fuck with these vampires?
Yeah, because not every fucking thing about vampires.
they were
is,
shooting day for night, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
There were a
of
lot
that.
of scenes. It was like we need the some kind of light. It
But
was like to
Karnstein's
get
like-
through there. I was like, well, that lit the whole fucking town. And it's
Karnstein's
like,
definitely
they
a
needed
vampire
a lantern,
when he's
and
talking to Frida at the school.
but when he gets a lantern,
daytime.
they're like, we need this kind of light to run to I don't know, horsey through the night. And they get this one lantern, and it makes the sun
not
come up.
nighttime.
It's
this
supposed to be
fucking-
nighttime, and they are flying through these
Through the
trees.
daytime.
They are very close
the
together.
sun is up. We see the sun. I was like,
But it's
well,
supposed to be
But it's a
nighttime.
lantern. It's a sun lantern.
No, none of them have lanterns.
I know, but they were like, no. He said Peter Cushing's character says something about some kind of mystical light, and I was like, oh, do you mean the sun? You're waiting for daytime. Like he did say some kind of mystical, like light, and I was like, did they just wait a couple hours and decide to ride at dawn? And like wait for the sun to come up, and that was the mystical.
In all
light for
likelihood,
them.
one of those guys would
I
have
think
caught a
it might have
branch to
been.
the face.
I think that guy didn't
mean,
know.
yeah.
I think he did. I think that they were like, "Ooh, what is this mystical light? It's the sun,"
he
and
was
they were just waiting for the
losing
daytime.
a guy a week to a branch to the face.
So I thought this was interesting. When Anton was hanging out with the Brotherhood,
Well, when they're burning all those fucking
Tell
women
them
all the
about
time,
vampires.
it
Great
lights
medical.
up the light.
Peter
It
Cushing-
lights up the night.
Gustav Weil asked Anton, like, if we kill the person who made her a vampire,
Will she turn back?
And
we
Anton
still
says
have
yes.
patient zero.
But so Frida goes up these stairs, and Peter Cushing just straight cuts her
her head
fucking head
off.
off. He's like, yeah,
It's
I
a
know we had
bad
this
head.
conversation earlier,
It's a
but
bad head,
I'm just
too.
gonna cut your head off.
It was a bad head.
Niece.
I think that it was maybe the only head that I've ever seen that was worse than the one in He Knows You're Alone.
I thought it was.
I thought it was
looked
awful.
cool.
I thought it was terrible.
Imagine you're
It was
1972 or
1971.
something.
No,
yeah.
1971. And British, so
I thought it looked alright.
bad teeth.
So then Maria feels twin pain and stupidly runs off. It's like,
Yeah, she's
dude,
like, "My
somebody's
neck
going to think you're
hurts."
Frida again. These are a bunch of rednecks in pilgrim suits that are going to fucking
I would
kill
be getting
you.
so
That
tired
are, that
of
are
this
in a
by now.
brotherhood.
It's like you
okay,
look
so
like a vampire,
rednecks in
literally.
pilgrim clothes that are in a brotherhood.
You're the
So,
identical twin
the
of a
Ku Klux
fucking
Klan.
known
The Ku
vampire
Klux
right
Klan.
now. Like, don't go run away. She goes running
Except
off.
for women to burn at the stake.
But then
It's basically the Ku Klux Klan for women.
Aunt Kate and Anton go to look for Maria.
Say it's not.
No, yeah.
But
They're,
then
I mean,
I can see that.
it's a
Maria
Ku Klux Klan for
finds
women
Frida's
in
shoe,
pilgrim clothes.
and Count Karnstein grabs Maria. And Anton sees it, but they've already gone inside of that door. So then the whole mob is in the castle.
What the fuck?
The mob's in the castle.
That
But at the
door.
top
I
of
don't
the
know what he's
castle,
talking about.
Karnstein is holding Maria
castle door, maybe?
hostage. But then Peter Cushing's upstairs too, and he confronts Count Karnstein. So
I don't know what that is.
then Count Karnstein's like, "You get one shot right here in the throat."
Yeah, it's like
And
what's
of
the movie?
course-
What? No, you'll know because you only got one. Oh, that's Eminem. Never mind. What if it's like,
So-
you only get one shot? You don't miss your chance to blow this opportunity
Peter
because
Cushing
once in a
misses.
lifetime, and it's Eminem.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
Yeah, Peter Cushing misses.
Have you seen 8 Mile?
Fuck no.
See,
I'm proud of you,
it's
Mike.
actually good. So, and don't lie, it's good.
I'll take Hustle and Flow any day.
It's just as good as Hustle and Flow for real.
I'm from the motherfucking south side of town. So
Turn out here for a
Peter
pimp.
Cushing misses the neck blow, and then Count Karnstein takes the axe and throws it into his back, and then throws him down all the stairs. Peter Cushing's dead.
all
and
the
then
stairs.
Count Karnstein's about to bite Maria, but Anton, the spear-throwing king of Karnstein
Also,
Village,
you want to know how he
throws
got
the
over
stake
Frida
all
real
the way
fast?
up the stairs,
He was obsessed with Frida.
right into Anton. Or Anton throws the stake right into Karnstein.
Yeah, upwards.
And then he's back. Then
true,
he's
it is
upstairs with
upwards.
Maria,
Like,
and we see
no
Count
way.
Karnstein kind of
wouldn't have
slowly
happened.
melt. And
Oh yeah, he like dissolves.
It's
like
awesome.
it's not very good. It's a fake.
no,
He ends up being a slimy
I
skull.
thought it was kind of cool.
and Maria,
Yeah, no,
Maria and
no.
Anton embrace. It's over, darling.
The end.
I thought it was kind of like a proto
Yeah,
Indiana
Evil
Jones
Dead.
and the Last Crusade.
Yeah, it's like melty like
Okay,
Yeah,
kill
you kinda
count.
juicy.
I did not know all of the people's names, so I'm sorry. One is the guy at the beginning, and he gets a hatchet.
that. Oh,
And then
The
the girl
hatchet.
that's with him, she gets burned at the
Burned.
stake, and
that's the work
that's
of the
within like
Brotherhood.
2 minutes of the movie. Okay, so then 3 is the guy that has they find him dead with fang bites at 16 minutes, and then we see
Before there's
another.
fucking vampires.
And then we see a random woman at the stake at 17 minutes. 5, another woman stabbed by Count Karnstein at 24 minutes.
peasant girl
6 is Count Karnstein, who because I counted him here
because he's a
for the
vampire.
first time because he
But
becomes
he
undead from the
doesn't
bite at 30
die.
minutes.
Yeah,
But he's undead at this point.
No, this is the debate I wanted to have. When you are undead,
I don't want to have
are
the.
you-
We're not having the debate.
Oh, we're not having the debate.
That's where he leaves
This
his
is-
living self at this point.
he becomes immortal.
Yeah. So he's not in his living form anymore at this moment.
His body is dying.
Yeah. He's just a vessel. Yeah. it's a
Haven't you
vessel
seen
or
Interview
whatever.
with a Vampire?
Oh my
dude?
god, bruh.
It's like a liminal space.
It's like Brad Pitt
Anyway.
and Tom Cruise making out.
7 is Frida, who I counted her death here, where she gets
Okay.
the neck bite.
Becomes
I
immortal.
counted again. I count both of their deaths again later. At 44 minutes. 8 is Gerda.
That- you can't die twice.
8 is Gerda, who has a.
Yes.
I wrote boob bite death at 45 minutes.
Yeah, like,
she gets bit in the
how
boob.
much do you
I
have to bite
didn't think
somebody
she
to
would
die?
die from that, but
It's like if
okay.
you just give them a nibble, they're a vampire. You
And
have
then
to
at
really
9
suck.
is
Not a lot
another
of arteries
random
there.
woman at the stake at 46 minutes.
Yeah.
10 is Anton's sister or wife. I
Ingrid.
couldn't tell.
And or
She died, she's shown dead at 59 minutes.
She looked cool.
11
She looks
is
like
one of the
Beetlejuice.
posse members of Peter Cushing's gang bitten by Frida at
The
1 hour.
Brotherhood.
12 is Joachim, who's stabbed in the heart
Who's Dietrich?
at 120. I don't know which one he is.
Oh.
13 is Frida, who's decapitated at 1 hour and 21 minutes, and 14 is Count Karnstein again at 1 hour and 27 minutes. The budget I changed from euros, or at the time whatever it was, pounds or euros.
Sterling.
It was in
darling.
pounds.
Pounds
It was written in
sterling.
pounds.
Emily had to ask me what they were because she didn't know what the symbol
What
I
the
didn't know what
hell's
the
a
symbol
pound
was. No.
sterling?
But I converted it to US dollars, and it was $244,521.89.
Okay.
So in 1971, I don't know what the
Act like
inflation
that's
for
not a
that
lot
would
of money.
be.
How much
No.
did it make?
It didn't say. I didn't get
Oh.
I didn't get a gross for it. But let me do a little quick what that would be right now. 2.
All
You keep
them
talking.
twin titties in my face. Twin titty Collinson sisters.
$1 worth of $7.77 today, so that's 24,4,521.
This is British
So
math.
that is today would be the equivalent of $1.9 million.
Not bad a budget.
No, that's
at
a pretty
all.
high budget actually for a Hammer
You
picture.
gotta
Really.
pay for that talent.
Twins of Evil was the third film in Hammer's Karnstein trilogy. Following The Vampire Lovers in 1970 and Lust for a Vampire in 1971, in a series loosely based on Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmelia.
You guys are really good at pronouncing.
I
foreign names.
couldn't read what I was. I
of
had
us
a thing
is.
on my screen. These
pretty good
pictures
at
were
it.
produced quickly. The trilogy's original UK release dates range only from October 1970 to October 1971, and they were lurid, even by Hammer standards, bloody and relatively steamy,
I would not have called
with
this
an
movie
emphasis on heavy bosoms and vampire-enhanced girl-on-girl sexuality.
I would say
Yeah.
there were heavy bosoms.
Mary Collinson and Madeline Collinson were from Malta and still had thick Maltese accents.
Where is Malta?
It's like
It's an island near. It's a British island,
so
isn't it?
here's the boot of Italy, and here's Greece. Malta's like here.
Yeah,
So it's
it's-
in the Mediterranean.
It's east of so you think
Adriatic?
Sicily and Sardinia
Yeah,
are
it's
off
like-
of Italy. It's
like in the middle right
further
there.
east. But it's known for like its copper reserves.
I don't know that, but
Say what?
I studied Mediterranean
as
archaeology.
they had done with other foreign
Yeah.
actors,
In
Hammer
uni.
simply had their dialogue replaced by British performers. Actresses
Well, the
Mary and
dubbing was
Madeline Collinson, also
fantastic.
known as the Collinson twins, were the first ever twin playmates that posed for Playboy magazine. Damien Thomas broke
That's not
his
true.
artificial fangs while biting Madeline Collinson. Jimmy Fallon. And Peter Cushing. This is Peter Cushing's first film after the death of his wife Helen, and because he's not making movies for a while, and this is the one he decided to come back on. But okay.
Well, you got to get back on the horse.
The last little piece of trivia is that special effects veteran Burt Luxford first employed Spam, then a marrow, and finally resorted to using a large German sausage to simulate Frida's decapitation for the climax of the film.
Really?
Yeah.
It was spam and sausage.
At first it was Spam, then he tried to use marrow, and then he used a large German sausage.
Wow.
I
Creative
like
guy.
sausage.
So how
Very
many
creative guy.
stars do you give this out of 5?
I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I like
If you give
Hammer
this 4
movies.
stars, you give it Evil Dead 0.25.
Well, first of all,
Evil
look,
Laugh.
Or Evil Laugh. What did I
Evil
say?
Dead.
but the movie, it had lighting, baffles.
So did Evil Laugh. The lighting wasn't
Smoke.
bad in it.
This
was
is a
like not good.
better production than Evil Laugh.
The
Sure.
production
but-
values were way better.
It's not as fun.
yeah, Evil Laugh didn't have a budget. The Evil Laugh's budget was like $30,000 probably or something. That was probably like $300,000, honestly.
Why didn't you tell
I
us?
like Hammer
I
movies.
can't remember what it was. I couldn't look.
Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing.
Okay, well, what do you give it?
I give this. I'm giving it an equal 3.5. It's for the same thing I gave Evil Laugh, but it's totally for different reasons.
I'm gonna give it.
This has such a feeling of nostalgia
Do you want
for me.
Yeah, because you like Hammer movies.
I like horror movies.
I want
and
you to
this is like
guess
a
what I'm
different
gonna
type
give
than
it.
we
I want you to
normally
guess
watch.
what I'm gonna give it.
I think you're gonna give it a 2.25.
No, no, 1.5.
Woo! It's a well-made movie.
The
Everything
only thing
makes
I
sense
liked about
except
it is
for
that it ended quickly.
there is a vampire killing people before there's a vampire.
I don't give a shit. I
in
don't
the
like
year.
There
creature
is
features.
no
I don't like
Patient
Hammer.
Zero. That's a plot hole they don't
But it's
ever
like
wrap up.
0, double
Oh,
zero,
wait,
and
this
triple
one?
zero. Like we hear of 2 people that got killed. We see one in the fucking cemetery dying.
But this is the 3rd in the trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think there might be more?
I think there might be more to
Going
the
on?
story in the first 2.
Well, I don't. It was
So-
loosely based on that series, and I haven't heard of it being like.
But Karnstein's not a vampire. When
No,
he's
he's
at
Jimmy
that girl's
Fallon.
house and tells Peter Cushing to fuck off, right? Like that's something else killing those people. Maybe it's Mercala, but I don't think she was.
Okay.
She wasn't summoned yet, so like she was just like dead in that table. Like who the fuck like
No, it wasn't
They're
his
like-
buddy.
he's got his wife in the living room in a box.
Yeah.
But
I
then he,
didn't
like,
realize that's
forgets
where she
about it.
came from.
Yeah,
I'll
like
be real.
it's where he stabbed that girl after he told the trickster magicians to leave.
True.
So, okay, I'm gonna kick it down to 3.25.
Oh,
3.25.
1.5.
Because I don't like that. I don't like that messy.
It's 1.25, 1.5. I don't know.
I don't like that messiness of there being a vampire before there's a vampire.
Well,
But I think it's a beautiful movie with beautiful women.
I do
and
think
Peter
it has
Cushing
beautiful women.
It's shot well.
Anton
It's
was
shot.
hot.
It's shot
It's lit
well.
well.
It's
Doesn't
lit
Anton
well.
look like
I
a-
mean, it's
Doesn't
lit.
Anton look like one of the monkeys or
Weird.
something?
I mean,
Who?
Anton looks like one of the monkeys.
He looks like he could be. Well, you know what the episode kind of, or the movie kind of, the look of it reminded me of my favorite episode of the Monkeys, where they go to that haunted castle,
Okay.
and there's a mad scientist that gets all of their
It's
talent and
Constantine
puts it into a
again.
Frankenstein like guy, and the guy like there are a lot of mishaps, and it's very funny. He gets very very.
it has
dark
a
at one
classic
point.
look to it.
This is a beautiful period piece.
But you know I don't like period pieces like this.
Well, hell.
I like minstrel pieces. I meant menstruation. I meant period
Right, security
menstruation. I didn't mean
guard.
like minstrel shows.
Woof.
But stay gagged on some twins titties.
Maltese titties.
Yeah, four tits.
Stay gagged on. What do
They
these
gagged
people
on
eat?
three-way lighting and smoke machines.
Yeah.
Stay gagged
Baffles.
on that decapitated head.
Sausage
Frida.
head.
And also that
Smoke your head, bro.
that like skull that Karnstein turned into.
Stay gagged on spam skull.
Spam sausage skull.
They gagged on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, if
You
you're
want to
still
stay gagged on
listening,
Jimmy Fallon?
stay up late and watch some Jimmy Fallon with me. Yes, we unstyle roll.
Jimmy
That's a
Fallon?
James
Fallon.
Schwarzenegger comes
Gagged
from,
on
yeah.
Jimmy.
He's staying gagged on
Actually,
his own
Jimmy
chin.
Fallon's
Stay gagged on Sophie
He
the
stayed
Shit.
gagged on his own chin.
Stay gagged on the boar hunt.
And stay gagged on Jason, our Patreon, who picked
Jason.
this movie. Sorry that I didn't like it, but I mean, I was fine.
Sound
It
like
was
shit,
better. It was
man.
honestly, I'm telling you, for a Hammer movie, which I would usually give less than a star, because I really don't. Especially that era of them are just
Yeah.
fucking.
This is late. Like, Horror of
That's what
Dracula
I'm
is
saying. Like this era of
58.
Hammer is fucking god awful, and for that era, it was good for that. I didn't want to like.
Gut.
Also, I didn't want to
Glut,
like
glut.
poke my eyes out during it,
3000.
which sometimes I do during like this era of Hammer movies. To be real, I would rather die than watch the rest of this.
Goodness.
I didn't feel like that about this.
You want to watch Vampire Lovers? Come on.
Nope, not really. So
Lost was
I
a
don't like creature
vampire.
features,
Yeah.
except the only vampire movies I like are Lost Boys and Near Dark.
Are vampires creature features?
Yes. Vampires are creatures. So stay gagged on all of our
Creatures
social
of the
media.
night.
Instagram, TikTok, Gag Me with a Knife Podcast, Twitter, aka X, Gag Knife Pod.
Oh man, don't do that.
That's what it's called now.
It's just Twitter.
Keep calling it Twitter.
Become a Patreon for.
Who's gonna play his fucking games?
Become a Patreon.
He doesn't like pronouns, but he names his kids X in
Yeah,
He,
but
he says he thinks he has around 9 kids. He's not sure.
Have you been into a gas station and
I would
ordered
call him
Camel
Superman.
Lights and
Approximately
you
nine
gotten
kids.
Camel Lights?
Smarter than me.
So
Everybody knows what Camel Lights are.
Become a
Everybody knows what Twitter
Patreon.
is.
It's my
For-
child, AB17.
Become a Patreon for member shoutouts, early access to episodes, bonus exclusive episodes you can't find anywhere else, fan requested episodes like this one. You can have us do a movie for you.
We love our
at
patrons.
www.patreon.com/gagmewithknifepodcast. It will not break the bank. It is $2 to $5 a month, but.
$5 if you want the movie.
$5 if you want the movie, but otherwise it's only $2 a month. And you might get some gag swag. So you can also get our merch
swag.
at gagmewithknifepodcast.com,
Swag.
and we will see you in.
We'll
We'll be in Italy
Were
on
these the
Wednesday.
first
We'll be in
vampires that
Italy
we've
on
done all?
Wednesday. I think we're going to be in Italy on Wednesday. Next Wednesday for 7 Bloodstained Orchids.
Right?
So
Or is it
bringing back Jer for that one.
Jerry?
Boston from Boston for
our
Jeremy.
Jollo
Jeremy
man.
from Boston.
Thank God.
And hope you have a wonderful. I hope
Was
you
this
had a
the first
wonderful
vampires
Thanksgiving.
ever on this shit?
What
Was this the first vampire episode we ever did?
we ever did? Why are you talking like that?
I did not mean to.
Okay, well,
Emily, have we covered vampire films before?
no, because we've never. If we did, it would have been Lost Boys or Near Dark, and we haven't done
Gag
either of those.
first. This is a gag
right.
first.
Gag first, ask later.
Anyway,
Ask
see you in hell.
See you in
Bye,
hell.
Ben.
Satan!